Life is like a mist that appears for a short time and then vanishes. It moves swiftly, often faster than we realize. From the moment we are born, the clock starts ticking, and every second that passes is a second we can never regain. We often live as though we have endless time, putting off important things for another day, believing that we will always have more time to make amends, pursue our dreams, or express our love to those who matter most. But the truth is, life is fleeting. Think about how quickly childhood fades into adolescence, how youth transitions into adulthood, and how before we know it, we are looking back at years that seem to pass in the blink of an eye. We remember moments of laughter, struggles, triumphs, and losses, yet all of it feels like yesterday. The days that once felt long now seem like a distant memory, and time, which once seemed abundant, suddenly feels scarce. No one can predict how much time they have. Some live long lives, while others leave this world far too soon. We assume that we will grow old, that we will have the luxury of time to fulfill our plans and dreams, but life does not always grant us the years we expect. It is unpredictable, sometimes ending when we least expect it. The realization that life is short should awaken something deep within us, a sense of urgency, a call to live with meaning and intention. Many people spend their lives chasing after things that are temporary, wealth, status, power, believing that these will bring fulfillment. But when the end draws near, these things often lose their value. What truly remains? It is not the riches we accumulate, the positions we hold, or the possessions we gather. What remains is the impact we have on others, the love we share, and the memories we leave behind. Time is our most precious resource, yet it is also the one thing we cannot control. We cannot slow it down, pause it, or rewind it. Once a moment is gone, it is gone forever. This is why we must be mindful of how we spend our days. Are we using our time wisely? Are we investing in things that truly matter? Are we allowing distractions, grudges, and worries to steal the moments that could be filled with purpose and joy? Throughout history, countless individuals have lived and passed on. Some names are remembered for the great things they did, while others fade away into the pages of time. But whether known or unknown, every person's life is brief in the grand scheme of eternity. We are here for a season and then we are gone. This truth should not fill us with fear, but rather with a deep awareness of the responsibility we have to make the most of our time. The brevity of life is a reality we all must face, yet many ignore it until it is too late. We put off the things that matter, believing we have all the time in the world. We assume we will have another chance to say, I love you, another opportunity to say, I'm sorry, another day to follow our dreams. But time waits for no one. Each moment that passes is a reminder that life is moving forward, whether we are ready or not. What we do with our time is up to us. We can choose to live in regret, or we can choose to make every day count. We can waste our days on things that do not matter, or we can dedicate our time to making a difference, loving deeply, and leaving behind a legacy that lasts beyond our short time on this earth. Every person who walks this earth has a reason for being here. Life is not an accident, nor are we merely wandering through existence without meaning. Deep within every heart is a longing for purpose, a desire to know that our lives count for something beyond just survival. Without purpose, life can feel empty, directionless, and unfulfilled. But when we discover our purpose, everything changes. It gives us a reason to wake up each day, a reason to press on despite hardships, and a reason to invest our time, energy, and talents into something meaningful. Purpose is what separates a life well lived from one that feels wasted. It is the driving force behind great achievements, acts of kindness, and the courage to face challenges head on. When people lack a sense of purpose, they often find themselves drifting, unsure of what they are meant to do. This can lead to frustration, anxiety, and a feeling of being lost. On the other hand, those who understand their purpose live with a sense of direction. They are not easily swayed by distractions or setbacks because they know what they are working toward. Finding one's purpose is not always immediate. Some people discover it early in life while others spend years searching. But the journey to discovering purpose is just as important as fulfilling it. It often involves moments of struggle, self-reflection, and growth. Many people find their purpose through their talents, passions, or the things that bring them deep joy. Others discover it through serving others, making a difference, or overcoming challenges that shape them into who they are meant to be. There is no greater fulfillment than living a life that aligns with one's true purpose. When people live with purpose, they experience a deep sense of satisfaction that cannot be replaced by material wealth, fame, or success alone. A life driven by purpose is one that brings meaning to every moment, no matter how big or small. Even the ordinary days feel significant because they are part of something greater. Purpose is not always tied to grand achievements. It can be found in the simplest acts: raising a family, helping a friend, being kind to a stranger, or offering encouragement to someone in need. Sometimes purpose is found in the quiet, unseen moments that shape lives in ways we may never fully understand. It's not about seeking recognition or applause, but about living in a way that leaves a lasting impact. Throughout history, the people who have changed the world were not always the wealthiest, the most talented, or the most famous. They were the ones who understood their purpose and pursued it with everything they had. They refused to waste their days on things that did not matter, and instead they dedicated their lives to something greater than themselves. Yet many people struggle with the question, what is my purpose? They search for answers in careers, relationships, and achievements, but still feel an emptiness that nothing seems to fill. That is because true purpose goes beyond external success. It is something deeper. It is about discovering why we are here and using our lives to create meaning beyond ourselves. A life without purpose often leads to regret. People look back and wonder what they could have done differently, what opportunities they missed, or how they could have spent their time more wisely. But those who live with purpose, even if they face hardships, can look back and know that they lived intentionally, that they made a difference, and that their existence had meaning. Every person has a unique role to play in this world. No two journeys are the same, and no one else can fulfill the purpose that is meant for us. It is up to each individual to seek it, embrace it, and live it fully. A life of purpose is a life of impact, and it is never too late to start living with meaning. Time is one of the most mysterious and uncontrollable aspects of life. It moves forward without hesitation, never pausing, never slowing down, never granting us the ability to rewind or relive a single moment. It is one of the few things that no human has power over, no matter how rich, intelligent, or powerful they may be. Each day, each hour, each minute passes by, carrying us forward into an unknown future. And yet, despite our awareness of time's passing, we often live as if we have all the time in the world. We plan for tomorrow, next year, and even decades ahead, assuming that time is something we can count on. We tell ourselves, I'll do it later, believing that there will always be another opportunity to take action, to make amends, to pursue our dreams. But the truth is, time is uncertain. No one knows how much of it they have. Some live long lives, reaching old age with the wisdom of many years. Others are taken from this world unexpectedly, leaving behind unfinished plans and unspoken words. There is no guarantee of a long life. We see this reality around us every day. People who leave their homes in the morning with every intention of returning, yet never make it back. Accidents happen. Illnesses strike without warning. Unexpected tragedies remind us that life can change in an instant. Yet, despite these reminders, many continue to live as if they are immune to the uncertainties of time, postponing the things that truly matter in exchange for the illusion of control. This uncertainty should not fill us with fear, but rather with awareness. It should remind us to cherish each moment, to appreciate the people in our lives, and to live with a sense of urgency when it comes to things of true importance. It should encourage us to speak the words we've been meaning to say, to love without hesitation, and to forgive before it is too late. How often do we assume there will be another chance to make things right, only to find that time has taken away that opportunity? The uncertainty of time also challenges the way we prioritize our lives. Many people spend their years chasing after things that hold no lasting value: wealth, recognition, material success, believing that these pursuits will bring fulfillment. Yet when faced with the reality of time's unpredictability, they realize that what truly matters is not what they have accumulated, but how they have lived. If time were to run out today, what would be left behind? Would it be a legacy of love, kindness, and purpose? Or would it be regrets over things left undone and words left unsaid? Some people believe that they have plenty of time to make changes, to become better, to live with greater meaning. But time does not wait for anyone. It moves forward whether we are ready or not. Opportunities that exist today may not be there tomorrow. Relationships that can be mended now may not always have the chance for reconciliation. Dreams that are postponed may never be realized if we keep waiting for the right time. There is an urgency that comes with understanding the uncertainty of time. It teaches us that every moment is a gift not to be taken for granted. It reminds us that the people in our lives will not always be there, and neither will we. It calls us to stop delaying the things that truly matter, to stop saying someday and start acting today. The passing of time is a silent force that moves us closer to an unknown future. None of us can predict how much of it we have left, and that is why we must use it wisely. Whether we acknowledge it or not, time is slipping through our hands like grains of sand, and once a moment is gone, it can never be reclaimed. Love and forgiveness are two of the most transformative forces in the world. They have the power to heal wounds, restore relationships, and bring peace to even the most broken hearts. Yet despite their immense power, they are often the most difficult things to embrace. People struggle to love fully, afraid of being hurt. They struggle to forgive, holding on to past offenses as if clinging to them provides some form of justice. But the truth is, love and forgiveness are not just gifts we offer to others. They are gifts we give ourselves. Love is the foundation of all meaningful relationships. It connects people, bridges divides, and brings light into even the darkest situations. Love is not merely a fleeting emotion, but a choice, an action, a way of living. It is found in the smallest acts of kindness, in the sacrifices we make for others, and in the patience we show when others fail us. Love is what makes life meaningful. It is the force that drives people to care for one another, to lift each other up, and to leave a lasting impact on the world. But love is not always easy. It requires effort, vulnerability, and a willingness to put others before ourselves. Love is often tested in moments of hardship, when misunderstandings arise, when tempers flare, when disappointments come. It is in these moments that true love is revealed, not in the grand gestures or the fleeting emotions, but in the steady, unwavering commitment to care for others, even when it is difficult. Love is not about perfection, it is about endurance. It is about choosing to stand by someone's side despite their flaws, to offer kindness even when it is undeserved, and to seek peace rather than conflict. Yet love alone is not enough to sustain relationships. Forgiveness must walk hand in hand with love. Without forgiveness, love is fragile, easily broken by the weight of resentment and bitterness. Forgiveness is one of the hardest things to offer because it goes against our natural instinct for justice. When we are wronged, we want to hold on to our pain, to demand repayment for the hurt we have endured. But in doing so, we often imprison ourselves. Unforgiveness is like a heavy burden that weighs down the heart. It consumes the mind, filling it with anger and bitterness. It keeps wounds open, preventing healing from taking place. The longer we hold on to grudges, the more they steal our joy, our peace, and our ability to truly love. We may think that withholding forgiveness punishes the other person, but in reality, it is ourselves who suffer the most. Forgiveness does not mean excusing wrongs or pretending that pain does not exist. It does not mean allowing ourselves to be mistreated or taken advantage of. Rather, forgiveness is a choice to release the burden of anger and let go of the desire for revenge. It is about freeing ourselves from the chains of the past and choosing to move forward with a heart that is open rather than hardened. Forgiveness is not about the other person. It is about our own healing. There are countless stories of people who have found the strength to forgive. even in the face of unimaginable pain. Parents who have lost children to violence, yet choose to forgive the offender. Friends who have been betrayed, yet choose to reconcile. Marriages that have been fractured, yet find restoration through the power of grace. These are not acts of weakness, but of immense strength. It takes far more courage to forgive than to hold on to resentment. It takes far more strength to love than to hate. Love and forgiveness are choices that we must make every day. They are not always easy and they do not always come naturally. But when we choose love over anger, when we choose forgiveness over bitterness, we open the door to peace, joy, and a life free from the weight of the past. Love and forgiveness are the keys to true freedom, and without them, the heart remains trapped in the pain of yesterday. Life is often lived in the present moment, driven by media concerns, temporary desires, and the ever-changing circumstances of the world. People focus on what they can achieve today, what they can acquire tomorrow, and how they can secure comfort and success in the years ahead. Yet for all the effort put into building a life on earth, there is an undeniable truth that often goes unrecognized. Everything in this world is temporary. No matter how much wealth is accumulated, no matter how much fame is gained, no matter how many achievements are reached, none of it will last forever. The things that seem so important today will one day fade, and what will remain is what was done with an eternal perspective in mind. An eternal perspective shifts the focus from temporary pursuits of things that hold lasting value. It is the understanding that life does not end when the physical body ceases to function, that existence is not confined to the years spent on earth. It challenges the way people view their priorities, their choices, and their purpose. When seen through the lens of eternity, material possessions lose their grip, and the things that once seemed urgent begin to pale in comparison to what truly matters. People spend much of their lives striving for things that will eventually pass away: status, financial security, comfort, and recognition. They chase after success, often at the cost of deeper, more meaningful pursuits. Yet history has shown that even the greatest empires fall, the most powerful figures fade from memory, and the most luxurious possessions decay over time. Nothing of this world lasts forever. Even the strongest bodies grow weak, the sharpest minds grow dull, and the most well-planned lives eventually come to an end. If life is lived only for what can be gained here and now, then it is lived in a way that lacks true significance. An eternal perspective calls for a different way of living. It shifts the focus from self-centered ambitions to the impact left on others. It urges people to invest in things that will not perish, acts of kindness, love, generosity, and the influence left on future generations. It changes the way people treat one another, for when seen through the lens of eternity, grudges lose their power and forgiveness takes priority. If time on earth is short compared to eternity, then holding on to bitterness is a burden that serves no purpose. The relationships built, the compassion shown, and the love given are the things that hold eternal value. Having an eternal perspective also brings peace in the face of life's uncertainties. The world is full of challenges, pain, and suffering. People experience loss, disappointment, and hardship, often wondering why life can be so difficult. Yet when viewed from an eternal perspective, suffering takes on a different meaning. It is not the final chapter, nor is it meaningless. Difficulties are temporary, but the lessons learned, the strength gained, and the character developed through trials have a lasting impact. When life is seen through this lens, even pain has purpose and struggles are not in vain. Many live as though they have all the time in the world, delaying important decisions, ignoring the deeper questions of life, and assuming that there will always be more time to make things right. But time is uncertain. No one knows when their days will come to an end. An eternal perspective brings urgency to the choices made today. It challenges people to ask themselves, what am I living for? Am I investing my time in things that will last? Will my life have a lasting impact beyond what is temporary? Living with an eternal perspective means making decisions not just for the present, but with the future in mind. It means understanding that life is more than just the years spent on earth. It is about what is done with those years. It calls for living with purpose, for using time wisely, and for seeking things that have true lasting significance. It is a way of life that shifts the focus from temporary rewards to eternal impact, from personal gain to greater purpose, from fleeting moments to everlasting meaning. Life is short, time is uncertain, and the choices made today shape the legacy left behind. Each moment is an opportunity to live with purpose, to love deeply, to forgive freely, and to make a lasting impact. The pursuit of temporary success fades in comparison to the significance of a life lived with meaning. The call to make a difference is not reserved for a select few. It is a responsibility given to all. Every act of kindness, every word of encouragement, every sacrifice made for the sake of others contributes to something far greater than what the eyes can see. The power of love and forgiveness transcends the limitations of time. Love has the strength to heal wounds, mend relationships, and bring light into the darkest places. Forgiveness releases the heart from the chains of bitterness and opens the door to peace. To withhold love or forgiveness is to waste precious moments that may never come again. Choosing to love, choosing to forgive, is choosing to live fully. The reality of life's brevity should not bring fear, but urgency. Urgency to prioritize what truly matters, to let go of trivial concerns, and to embrace a perspective that sees beyond the present. The eternal perspective reminds us that life is more than the here and now. It is a journey that extends beyond what can be seen and touches what is everlasting. What is done today echoes beyond a single lifetime, leaving behind an imprint that will remain long after time on earth has ended. In the end, what will matter most is not the wealth accumulated, the status achieved, or the comforts enjoyed. What will matter are the lives touched, the love given, and the purpose fulfilled. The time to act is now, to live with intention, to love without reservation, to forgive without hesitation, and to leave behind a legacy that will endure. Life is short, but the impact of a life well lived lasts forever.